So several young adults have said to me, I don't know what I want to do. And my parents and my teachers and my friends are all saying to me, what are you going to do with your life? And so they feel quite a lot of pressure from the people around them, and also their own internal pressure of, well, I should be able to say what I'm going to be when I grow up because I'm kind of a grown-up now. Yeah. And so it's the external pressure, but then we also take that in and we generate our own internal pressure, thinking that we have to fulfill somebody else's expectations or fulfill our own expectations of what we think we should be. And I think this time of being a young adult is a very special time in your life because you're no longer a child, so you have more wisdom, you can do many things. You know, you're out of the home, and so, you know, you have more freedom in that way. On the other hand, you don't have a lot of responsibilities. Hopefully, you don't have school debts, you don't have kids, you don't have a lot of other things that would require your time and energy and financial commitment. So you have a lot more freedom during this time in your life. So I think it's a very special time in life, and take advantage of it because you won't always have it. So I think, you know, pressuring ourselves to be able to say, oh, well, I'm going to do this career, and I'm going to marry this person, and I'm going to have my 2.1 children, and, you know, and I'm going to live here, and then I'm going to do that. That tying yourself into something is, it might make you feel secure for a while, but it's not going to be beneficial in the long term if you don't feel really clear and certain about those decisions that you're making. So I think that this time, you know, seeing that you have a lot of freedom and not so much responsibility, it's a huge time where you could really learn a lot about life. You know, you can meet a lot of different kinds of people, hear a lot of different kinds of ideas. You have the ability to travel, you know, not at 5-star hotels, but, you know, to see different things that, you know, different from the environment where you grew up. And so I think this ability to expand your horizons on an experiential level is very precious. And so take advantage of it, you know, and don't feel like you have to know what you're going to do in life. It's totally okay not to know what you want to do in life. Okay, it's completely okay, because as you live and gain experience, it will come clearer to you what your unique talents are, what your special interests are, and what contributions you want to make to the world. And when that clarity comes naturally, then your decisions will really be made from your heart, and they'll be wise decisions. Whereas if you say, well, all my friends are getting married, and all my friends are having their first child, what's wrong with me that I'm not? Therefore, I better do it. And so then you jump into a relationship and you jump into a family, but just doing it because everybody else is doing it, or because your parents are saying, when are you going to get married? You know, that doesn't seem real wise because your heart's not in it. And if your heart's not in something, it's not going to go well. And, you know, as you brought up, you might wake up 20 years down the line and say, well, why have I been doing this all this time anyway? Yeah. So I think it's better if you don't feel ready to make major decisions, don't make them. You know, take advantage of the space that you have to really learn about life. On the other hand, don't develop a habit of sitting on the fence and saying, well, I can't decide because I'm afraid I'm going to make the wrong decision. And if I make this decision, I won't be able to do that. And if I make that decision, I won't be able to do this. So I won't make any decision. And in the meantime, you aren't able to do either of the things because you're sitting on the fence. And the mind is saying, well, I want to be able to make this decision, live my life, and then if I've decided that it was the right decision, go back and do it. But live my life, and if at the end I decide it was the wrong decision, go back and take the other path. But you know, we don't live in a world where you can press the rewind button and go back in time. Yeah, so that's why I say it's really important to be careful when you make major decisions. But also deciding to sit on the fence is a decision too. And if you sit on the fence your whole life, then you never wind up with anything, because the whole life is lived in anxiety and fear. You know, of, well, I want to make the best choice and I know what the best choice is. And that leaves you nowhere. Okay? So it's this pervasive, elusive middle way that we're looking for here. But just to say, you know, it's okay if you don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life. You know, have a sense of curiosity with life and go forward and learn. And then when you feel comfortable with decisions, make them, because then you'll be able to carry those decisions forward, and you'll feel comfortable with the decisions that you make even later on down the line.